In the 1940s, Remington produced the Model 31 pump-action shotgun, known as the ball-bearing repeater. Then, looking for a little bit more affordable option, in 1950, Remington started coming out with the Model 870 Express. Over 11 million 870s sold. And now Remington is under a new company called REM ARMS, and they're manufacturing the 870 FieldMaster. And of course, they are still manufacturing the iconic WingMaster. Today, we're taking a look at the 870 FieldMaster, the 870 WingMaster, and its predecessors, seeing how these two new shotguns stack up, if they live up to that iconic 870 name with over 11 million sold. That's today's video. Welcome to Target Focused Life. My name's Steve. Let's go. I'm so stoked about this video. I don't have a ton of experience with the 870, so I had to do a little research on this video, and the more I dug into the deep history of the 870, the more fascinated I was. One of the things that I learned is that before the 870 came out, there was this Model 31, manufactured in the 40s, known as the ball-bearing repeater because it just was so smooth. Now, I don't know if that was a marketing gimmick. I don't have much experience behind this gun because I just bought it yesterday. Part of the problem with the Model 31 is it took over 536 machining operations to make this shotgun. So it wasn't the cheapest pump shotgun out there. Remington saw that as an issue, wanted to compete at a little bit lower price point. So in the 50s, they came out with the 870 Express. Made a little bit cheaper, downgraded a few things, but this gun, I know a lot of you watching probably have it, has become known as just the workhorse. A very value-driven gun that just puts up time and time again, can be used over and over throughout the years. Unfortunately, Remington went bankrupt a few years back. It's unfortunate. It was run by holding companies, investment companies, and they didn't take care of their stuff, needless to say. But Remington was then sold off. The ammunition side was sold off to Vista, and the firearms to a company called REM ARMS. So I've been waiting to do this review. I wanted to review an 870, but knowing that the current productions weren't gonna be made by the same manufacturing company, even if they are made in the same location, it's a different company now making what is called the FieldMaster, which is slightly different than the Express. I'm gonna break that down today, how the FieldMaster is different, and then also taking a look at the WingMaster, which is the upgraded version of the Express, or now FieldMaster. We're gonna be breaking it down, giving you good insight, and help you determine if one of these shotguns is your next gun. And a little bit later in this video, I'm actually gonna be shooting these two a little bit to see how they compare to the current production models. But let's dive into the specs of these shotguns. I'm gonna go through a lot of different areas, from specs to recoil, and so on. If there's a specific area you want to see, you can jump ahead in the chapters. First, looking at the FieldMaster. This gun has an MSRP around $600. Remington's website did not actually have the MSRP, so I had to find it at another site. But I did look at Reed's, and they are selling it for a lot less than that. So if this is a gun of interest, definitely check that out. The FieldMaster is in 12 gauge here, but it's also available in 20 gauge. And they also have models for 3.5 inch. The one I have here is 3 inch. Don't care for 3.5, but that's just me. It should go without saying that this is a pump action shotgun. Comes in at 7.5 pounds. So not the lightest gun, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The length of pull on this shotgun, distance from the trigger to the butt end, is 14 inches, and it's not adjustable. At least they don't have spacer kits. You could put like a Falcon Strike on here. That would increase your length of pull, help reduce recoil. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but the 14-inch length of pull concerns me a little bit. It's a little bit short for me, and I like to see adjustability in guns because guns out of the box don't fit every different shooter. The drop at comb is 1.5 inches. Drop at heel is 2.5 inches, so we have 1 inch drop across the comb. The FieldMaster comes with 3 rem chokes, improved cylinder mod, and full, your standards. And as far as length option, 26 or 28 inch vented rib barrels. Let's take a look at the trigger. I'm just gonna feel it first. Actually doesn't feel too bad. I like the way it feels. Let's go ahead and throw it on the Wheeler digital trigger gauge. See where this pulls out at. If I had to guess, this might actually be under 6 pounds. Ooh, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Look at that. We'll enter that one, get a couple pulls. 4 pounds, 9 ounces. Awesome. So we're looking at about 4 pounds, 9.9 ounces, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. So under 5 pounds. Now let's jump over to the WingMaster. As you can see, just right off the bat, really different finishes. This is kind of a matte finish. This has a nice gloss or matte gloss finish, polished receiver. Just looks a little fancier. Texture is a little bit different right off the bat, but the WingMaster is available in 12 and 20 gauge, just like the FieldMaster, and also in 410. The WingMaster does not offer a 3.5-inch version, which is totally fine with me. And just like the FieldMaster, it is a pump shotgun. Tipping the scale is just a little bit lighter though. This is 7 pounds versus 7.5. This does feel a little bit better in the hands right off the bat. And this gun comes with a little longer length of pull, 14.25 inches out of the box. And you'll see the butt pads here considerably different. This gun definitely fits me better out of the box at 14.25 inches. This 14 is a little short for me. When it comes to drop at comb, drop at heel, same thing, 1.5, 2.5, 1 inch drop. And just like the FieldMaster, the WingMaster comes with REM chokes, but my advice, as soon as you can, get yourself some Carlson's chokes. I got a link for that down below, as well as a discount code if you're so inclined. As far as length options of barrels, this is a 28-inch, but it's also available in 26-inch in both the 20 gauge and 12 gauge, and 25-inch in the 410. Now let's take a look at the trigger of this WingMaster. Feels very similar. They look different. This one's gold and pretty. This one's kind of plain and basic, but that's kind of the trend here between the two. FieldMaster, plain and basic. WingMaster, a little bit fancier, a little bit nicer finish to it. This is 5 pounds, 1.4. We'll enter that one. 5 pounds even. Let's give one more just for good average sake. 4 pounds, 7.2 ounces. So that was actually a little bit lighter. So we're looking at just under 5 pounds with those 3 pulls. 4 pounds, 13.5 ounces. Actually came out just a little bit heavier than that. That surprises me. Not a huge difference. Both pretty good, decent feeling triggers. Now let's take a look at the ergonomics of these shotguns. This is the look, the feel, the function right off the bat. Feeling the hands. This gun feels a little heavy to me. Feels a little chunky, but not bad. Nothing to really complain too much about, but it does definitely feel heavy. Just looking right off the bat. It feels forward heavy, not uncommon in a pump shotgun. The mount's actually fairly decent. Like I said, it's a little bit short for me at that 14-inch length of pull. Texturing is fine. Nothing to, it's not fancy by any means. Kind of looks like low-end texturing. The finish is basic. That's kind of what you expect out of the 870 Express and also out of the 870 FieldMaster. Not going to blow you away with its looks, but one thing they did different on the FieldMaster over the Express is they changed the coating a little bit, making it a little bit more corrosive resistant. Obviously, I've not put that to the test. This 870 has been around for a long time. Bought an auction. There is some tarnish, some rust to it. I know the 870s were prone to that, but a lot of people just don't take care of their guns how they should. So hopefully this one holds up a little bit better. I mean, extreme torture test would be kind of cool in my opinion. Slide release is right here, just like it was on the Express. Pretty much same similarities. Crossbolt safety on the back side. This comes with swivel studs for a sling, where the 870 Express did not. This also has a little bit nicer wood. It has a walnut wood. I don't recall what this is offhand, but I know it's a lower grade cheap wood. And you can see this one is really weathered and faded. A little bit nicer look when it comes to the wood on this shotgun. One single white bead, just like on the 870 Express. That's just fine for me. I don't need those fibers. Get them out of here. Another thing to point out, this is kind of cool. This 870 FieldMaster is drilled and tapped. So you could add an optic to it if this is like a turkey hunting type gun where the Express was not. So it appears just from surface level that they've taken the 870 Express, upgraded it just a little bit to the FieldMaster. It is about $100 more than Expresses we're selling for, give or take. But other than that, looks very, very similar as far as ergonomics. Taking a look at the WingMaster now, this right off the bat feels better in my hands. I mean, it's got basically the same footprint. For some reason, I picked this gun up without looking, and I just like it a lot better. The texture is nicer, in my opinion, a little bit nicer. I don't care for the super high gloss finish, but I can tell this wood is nicer, finish is nicer. Mechanically, pretty much everything else the same. However, this has the one bead up here and a mid bead. I like the option of having the mid bead. Mounting this gun up, nicer. It's nicer than this gun, primarily due to the length of pull, a little bit longer. The rib on both these guns is slightly stepped up, which I prefer. If you see here, it steps up just a little bit from the receiver. Guys with long, skinny necks like me, narrow faces, yeah, I'm right on with this gun. Just by feel, I'm already taking this gun over that, but there is a step up in price as we talked about as well. But that's enough of the ergonomics. I'm gonna run some rounds just through these new 870s and then maybe do a little contrast with some of their predecessors, see how they stack up. Ears are in. By the way, these are the Axel Ghost Strike wireless Bluetooth hearing protection. I've absolutely been loving them. If you want to check those out in the description, definitely do that. I got a link that will help get you the best price. Let's go with the FieldMaster. Definitely a pump gun, can feel that recoil, but it's straight back. These are 1 1/8 ounce, so nothing too heavy here. I do have some waterfowl rounds that we'll shoot here in a second. It's gonna be interesting when I get to speed shooting because I don't know that I'm able to shoot this one super fast. Something feels just a little bit off with trying to run that fast, but that is yet to be determined. So hang tight for that. Speed shooting reveals a lot. Let's put 2 rounds through. These are 1.25 ounce, traveling at 1450 per second. These are gonna have a little bit more wallop. How about we try for a clay here? Kill him! Whoo, baby! That one got away. Kill him! That one didn't get away, and I got the mark on my shoulder to prove it. Recoil, moderate. Let's contrast that with the WingMaster. Feels very similar as far as recoil. Let's jump to these waterfowl rounds. This is the Federal Speed Shock. Let's go for the clays again. Kill them. Oh, I don't know if that's just because I'm shooting more and more rounds, but that felt like it jumped into me a lot more. But I killed both of them. Definitely capable of that. Do not love the recoil. Gonna be honest. Pump guns generally have more recoil than semi-autos. That's one of the reasons I love semi-autos. But you know what I would do? If I had this gun, I would throw on a Falcon Strike. Yeah, one of these. It's a Falcon Strike recoil reduction system. I put this on a few different guns and I've been highly impressed with how well this helps mitigate felt recoil. Tremendous product. I would highly encourage you to check that out if you want to reduce your recoil. I also have a link for that down in the description. Felt like the WingMaster when I got to the waterfowl rounds actually had a little bit more. I felt it coming up into my face. Part of that could be it's a lighter shotgun. It's lighter than the FieldMaster by about 1/2 pound. So pretty significant, makes it nicer to carry in the field. This WingMaster makes it less enjoyable with heavier rounds. Just for good contrast, I'm gonna go to this 870 Express and see how this handles. This one is well worn in. I can just tell by the way the action works. Nice and smooth. Ooh, that runs nice. I mean, I wasn't even going for speed. That was just natural. Nice and easy. Let's go to this FieldMaster. I don't know if I can run it that smooth. Oh, now I'm getting in a groove. That felt pretty good too. But I'll be honest, this has got some modifications. I bought this off an estate. It's got this pad, which is actually kind of nice and added a length of pull. I'm gonna try this in speed shooting a little bit. Let's go to this Model 31. This is cool. I love some of the older guns. I would love to make more videos focused on some of the older guns. You know, the Model 31s, the Model 12s, the A5s, and there's a whole slew of other guns that I've never even shot. So if you have any old guns that you think would just be really cool to have on this channel, put that in the comment below. Here we go, Model 31. Did I break it already? Those first 2 shots came off really, really nice. Other than this ridiculous length of pull addition here that the prior owner had. I like that gun. I like it. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna put a different pad on there, but that feels really nice. Also got this adjustable choke tube, which is kind of a cool concept. Obviously the industry's went away from it. Maybe there is a big downside to it, something to research. But yeah, I can dial it in from improved cylinder to full to mod just by doing that. Let's break these 2 guns down, the FieldMaster and the WingMaster. Just gonna quickly take a look. They're gonna be actually very, very similar, but just give you a quick look at what we're working with inside. That barrel is hot. It's a hot day here in Minnesota. Both those pins out. They're not interchangeable. The rear pin is a larger pin. Trigger assembly comes out. Now to get the bolt and slide off, we have to push down right here. Then that all comes off. Now it does have the twin action bars coming off the slide, and that is what the bolt sits on. Pretty simple. The Express should be very, very similar, but we'll take a quick peek. Oh, tight. WingMaster is field stripped. Bolts, pretty much identical. A little bit different materials used, as you can see, but design concept, we're pretty much the same all the way through. Let's break it down. Let's get them back together because I got to do more shooting. Let's get these guns put back together in lightning fashion. Well, there we go. Maybe I made it look easy on video. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of a pain to put back together. I've put together a lot of guns. I know some of you that have the 870 and be like, dude, it's so easy. Maybe I was missing a trick, but those are a little bit complicated, not super intuitive. It is time, however, that we get to speed shooting. I put these guns on the clock. I'm looking at operation, I'm looking at mount, I'm looking at recoil. How fast can I shoot 3 clays out of the sky on the clock? I'm gonna alternate between the FieldMaster and the WingMaster, see what type of time I can come up with. Let's go. Right off the bat, FieldMaster, I wanna run it fast, but what happened there? Must not ran it hard enough. Not bad, not bad. That was a 1.51, not fast. Good first run, didn't hit all 3 clays. WingMaster, attempt 1. Oh, same ejection issue. What is going on? I tried to run that one hard. This texture is already ripping up my fingers. Not good. Oh, that's better, 1.54. Not as fast as a FieldMaster, but I hit all 3 clays. Nothing too blazing fast, so I'm struggling a bit. Let's go to this old 870 Express. Something about it. Let's see. Oh, wow. That action was smooth. I did miss one there. 1.41, fastest time so far. That Express is hard to beat. Hard to beat. Let's go back to the FieldMaster. If you short cycle these guns, you can actually eject full rounds. There we go. Even slower than the first time, but I hit all 3 clays. 1.56. I struggled with that gun, to be honest with you. Struggled to run it fast. I got 3.5 splits. That's pretty slow. When I'm running semi-autos, it's often 1.7, 1.6. See if the WingMaster is any better. It's a little classier looking, therefore I ought to be able to run it faster. Again. 1.64. I'm not happy with that. All sorts of issues today. I mean, you guys don't get to see most of the shots, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 6 boxes of ammo out here already. Just struggling to run these guns fast. Ripping up my hands. I don't have any issues when I run them just normal necessarily. Running them fast is tough for me today. So I'm gonna call it that. My only good completion was a 1.64 on this. Slower than I shot this, but honestly, this gun feels a little smoother to me. The WingMaster, it runs a little bit smoother. These guns don't have a ton of rounds through them. This FieldMaster, very similar, just not quite as smooth. But I tell you what, going back to this 870 Express with a lot of rounds through it, that is easy. I sort of believe I can shoot my fastest score with this. I'll just give it a couple tries. I don't want to show up these new production models with an old one, but I feel like I can do it. There it is, 1.46. 1.46 on the Express. Took me less attempts. I was able to get it relatively fast. This just runs smooth. I think part of that is it's just well broke in. As any of you that have pump shotguns, you can probably attest, even semi-autos, over time they break in a little bit. If it were up to me, I think I'm taking the Model 31 just because there's some nostalgia, there's some history. It's a really cool gun. I'm digging this Express, although it's not the prettiest gun. But if I had to choose between the FieldMaster and the WingMaster, very identical guns, I'm gonna pony up a little bit more, go with a little bit better looking gun that's a little bit smoother. That's my thoughts there. It's cool to actually get hands-on these 870s, so much history behind these guns. So there's a look at the 870 lineup. The FieldMaster, the Express. I'd love to get your comments down below. Anyone that owns these guns out of REM ARMS, love to hear your experience. And if you have one of the 870 Expresses, one of the 11 million sold, I would love to hear your stories, how many rounds you have through it, how it's been through just hell or high water and still held up, or maybe you've had a piece of junk that didn't hold up. Put those down below, because when we all share, we all get better and more knowledgeable on these guns. And then anybody that has a Model 31, share your stories in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into the TFL community, I check YouTube comments, I try to engage, but where I really love to engage is with the TFL Insiders. This is a community that you can sign up for, pay a little bit every month, and we get to have conversations on the membership site. You're going to be invited to exclusive events. There's some other benefits. Check that out. That link's in the description. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. This wouldn't be possible without viewers like you. So remember, whether you're in the field or in life, it's one of those targets you're laser focused on that you're gonna hit. So live target focused. See ya!